The mainstream media's relentless coverage of global warming has led many to question their true motives. On the surface, it appears to be a noble endeavor, raising awareness about a critical issue that affects us all. However, upon closer examination, it becomes apparent that there may be more to it than meets the eye. The mainstream media's obsession with global warming can be seen as a means to control the narrative and shape public opinion, ultimately leading to a subtle yet pervasive form of manipulation. One of the primary reasons the mainstream media wants to control us with global warming propaganda is to create a sense of fear and urgency. By constantly bombarding us with dire predictions and catastrophic scenarios, they create an atmosphere of anxiety and desperation. This emotional response is then leveraged to justify drastic measures, such as increased taxation, stringent regulations, and a general expansion of government control. The media's narrative is carefully crafted to make us believe that the only way to mitigate the effects of global warming is to surrender our individual freedoms and submit to the authority of the state. Furthermore, the mainstream media's global warming propaganda serves as a convenient distraction from more pressing issues. By focusing our attention on a hypothetical future threat, they divert our gaze away from the real problems that affect us today. The erosion of civil liberties, the rise of corruption, and the exploitation of the working class are just a few examples of the issues that are routinely glossed over in favor of sensationalized climate change stories. This deliberate misdirection allows those in power to maintain their grip on society, while the media reinforces the status quo and perpetuates the myth that our only hope lies in the benevolence of our rulers. The economic interests behind the global warming narrative are also a significant factor. The push for renewable energy, carbon credits, and sustainable technologies has created a lucrative industry that benefits a select few at the expense of the many. The mainstream media's promotion of these initiatives is often tied to the financial interest of their corporate sponsors, who stand to gain billions from the implementation of these policies. This blatant conflict of interest is rarely acknowledged, and the media's role in shilling for these industries is consistently downplayed. In addition, the mainstream media's global warming propaganda has a profound impact on our culture and values. The constant drumbeat of environmentalist rhetoric has led to the creation of a new moral framework, where individual actions are judged based on their perceived impact on the planet. This has given rise to a culture of guilt and shame, where people are encouraged to feel bad about their consumption habits, their mode of transportation, and even their very existence. The media's relentless promotion of this ideology has created a sense of collective guilt, which is then exploited to justify further restrictions on our freedoms and further erosion of our sovereignty. Ultimately, the mainstream media's desire to control us with global warming propaganda is rooted in their desire to shape our perceptions and dictate our actions. By creating a narrative that is both frightening and empowering, they aim to create a sense of dependency on the state and its institutions. The media's role in promoting this ideology is not only misguided but also dangerous, as it undermines our critical thinking skills, erodes our individual freedoms, and reinforces the power of those who seek to control us. As we navigate this complex and often treacherous landscape, it is essential to remain vigilant and critically evaluate the information presented to us, lest we fall prey to the insidious forces that seek to manipulate and control us.